COVID-19 vaccines are being touted as the way out of this pandemic. But amid this focus and excitement, that is where criminals are trying to profit. The authorities are warning of a growing threat of international criminal networks that are either trying to scam people with fake COVID-19 vaccines and fake treatments online, or indeed trying to sell coronavirus vaccines. Interpol, the international police network, alongside the US Homeland Security, have issued a joint global warning urging people not to buy these COVID-19 vaccines online. This came, they say, after receiving reports that some networks in China and South Africa of criminal networks had been disrupted, but also that some COVID-19 vaccines were available on the dark corners of the internet and could be bought using cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. Now, the Secretary General of Interpol, Jürgen Stock, one of many people to point out the serious issues with this. Firstly, the fact that these COVID-19 vaccines online have not necessarily been approved or regulated like they would do during a government rollout program, and therefore they might not even work or could contain serious side effects that are unknown. But also there's a warning that people who are trying to buy these vaccines online could be giving their details or even money to these international criminal networks. Well, for more on this, we can now speak to Oded Vanunu, who's the head of product research at Checkpoint. They're a cyber security firm. Thank you very much for speaking to us. We really appreciate your time. Can you just tell us how widespread the scale is of this international criminal network trying to profit from the pandemic?
So this is a large-scale effort by the cybercrime. Since December that we started to investigate it, we saw large increased number, around 100% of the supply level in the darknet. And the supply level started with the Chinese and the Russian vaccine. And in November, once Pfizer and Moderna was approved by the FDA, we saw a boom of 100% of offering the entire vaccination vendors, also now AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson. And this is like increasing every week. And we are alerting to the authorities that there is a problem, that the darknet is using the gap between the supply and the demand in the world exactly to perform some kind of scam or to gain profit from this situation.
You mentioned there the warning to authorities, but what would your message be to people online who might see COVID-19 vaccines available? What would be your message to them?
So we urge people to use only the official channels of the authorities. Cybercrime are using this period to try to gain profit from cryptocurrency and to supply unknown vaccine. We don't know what is this vaccine. We just know that the supply is growing every day, and it's like creating some kind of pressure that people might think or consider using darknet vaccines.
Oded Vanunu, thank you very much. I'm afraid that's all we have time for. But Annelies, this is certainly not the first time that warnings have been in place about fake scams during the COVID-19 pandemic. But a clear warning there from Interpol and others that legitimate coronavirus vaccines will never be available on the internet.